Welcome learners. So today we are going to start with a very fundamental chapter of calculus, that is functions and its graph. This particular chapter forms the foundation for calculus, and whatever you are going to study in calculus will be incomplete if you do not have proper knowledge of functions. So without wasting many time, let's start with what is a function. So a function is typically something which describes a relationship between two quantities. Let's understand this. Let's take an example of a circle. So let's have a circle over here. And if I'm saying that the radius of this circle is r, you know how to calculate its area. It is pi r squared. So I have two quantities. What are those quantities? I have the area and I have the radius. And this particular expression or equation is actually relating these two quantities, and that's how it is called as a function. Okay, so what is a function? Function is something which relates or describes some kind of relationship between two variables. Here your variable is the area variable and the radius variable. Why I'm using the term variable? Because as your r changes, as your radius changes, your area also changes. So if you have r is equal to 1 unit, your area will be pi square units, correct? If your r equals 2 unit, the area will change to 4 pi square units. So that's why I'm using the term variable over here. And while defining a function like this, we will always be looking at least two variables. What those variables will be? One variable will be termed as independent variable. Now why independent term? Because it's varying on its own. There is nothing which is going to change its behavior. So radius can be made 1, 2, 4, anything. But this particular variable here is said to be the dependent variable because it's depending on your radius variable or r variable. As you are changing your r, is your area is also changing. So that's how we actually understand a function. So a function, if I write it down, it's written in this particular kind of format that you will find in your textbooks. So it relates two variables or two quantities in real life. One variable is your independent variable, while the other variable will be dependent one. Okay, and in further classes we'll see that you can have more than one independent variable also, but right now let's stick to the case when you have only one independent variable. Okay, so let me again just write down that y equal to f of x describes a relationship between two quantities x and y, and we name x as independent, or we can also call it as an input variable. This is something which is you are giving to your function. Okay, let's understand this by an example. So you can always treat your function to be a kind of a machine. So let's suppose this box represents your machine. Okay, so there is a box like this, and let's suppose this is a machine. Now what is the purpose of a machine? Let's suppose take an example of a juicer. So what's the purpose of a juicer? If you put in some fruits in it, it will give you juice as the output. So similarly, a function f can be thought of as a machine which, when you get some input, gives out some output. Okay, the analogy of function with a machine can be easily understood by taking an example. So let's take an example. Let's say my function is f of x equals 2x plus 3. It's a linear function. Linear function, x's power is 1. We have already undergone what is polynomials. Okay, so basically this is now your function, and this is, you can think of as a machine. Now what is the purpose of this particular machine? Like juicer's purpose was to convert your fruits into juice. Now here the purpose of this machine is that whatever you give it as an input x, it multiplies that input with a 2 and then adds a 3 to it to give out some output. So let's suppose I give my input as x equal to 1. what you would get your output to be. So what, first of all, it will multiply this input with a 2 and then it will add it 3, so you will get a 5. Correct? Are you able to follow that? This is, F is doing some kind of processing on your input to give out some output, and that's why X is also in addition to be called as independent variable, it's also called as the input variable. And similarly, in addition to being called as the dependent variable, Y is also called as an output variable. Okay, because your F is doing processing on X and is giving out or blotting out some values of Y, which are your output. Now if your input changes, let's suppose if the input is -1, again this function's responsibility is to multiply whatever you are giving into it with a 2 and then add 3, so simply you get a different output. This time that would be 1. Correct? And similarly you can get various values of X and you can get various values of Y too. Okay, now all such values of X which your machine basically your function can take are, combinedly called as domain. So what is domain? Let me just write it down for you. So we are introducing a term domain, which is all the set of all allowed. Let me just put emphasis on the word allowed. So set of all allowed values of input variable is termed as domain. And in our case, the input variable is X. So I am writing down in brackets X. So what do you mean by allowed? Like in our example of 2x plus 3, the function